Hey guys! So I want to talk really quick about, so in short, I was just doing this exercise, but it made me think about how we get so, we so easily get detached from like our long-term goals. Oh, I mean, some people don't even think about it, but, you know, one of the things about me is like, and I know this is not for everybody, I understand that, I totally get it. You know, I'm disclaimering this because I don't want you to feel like I'm picking on you because you don't have big, huge goals like I do. I think even if your goal is like seemingly huge like mine, it's no less important. Like, you still need to be aware of what your long-term goal is. And you really should, like, your end goal, your long-term goal should be as big as you want it to be. Period. Because people, you get too caught up in the how, which, you know, here's the thing. Every successful person has taught us that to get to where they got to, they created some goal that they would have never, there's no, it could have been, they could have set a goal to do something that didn't even exist, that wasn't even feasible, but that's how you make it happen, you know? You have to just decide that that's what you want to do. There's no knowing how. If you knew how, then the other guy, you know, this guy could know how, and they could know how, and anybody could do it. It's not about knowing how, it's just about what. What do you want? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? And, you know, because I just sat down and went through my what. You know, refocusing, because I'm launching my business on Tuesday. I'll talk about that in a minute. But I had to, you know, stop and think, because we get so caught up in the day-to-day that we suddenly, you know, find our, like we're just doing, like, what the ever on a daily basis. Because, I mean, you know, because I have to sometimes stop and go, is what I'm doing, like, actually, like, getting, like, sending me in the direction I want to go? You know, and if it's not, then I'm going to stop doing it. And I've realized that people, I was just saying this to somebody the other day, and I don't know where I originally heard this quote about, you know, how a lot of people are not taught to dream better. And it's so true. It's so true. People get in this mindset of, you know, oh, they can do it, I can't. Which is bullshit. It's total bullshit, I'm telling you right now. The only reason that I'm where I am, and that might seem really different from where you are, is only because I had this realization that I'm explaining to you years ago. And so my mind, the way my mind thinks and the way I look at things, you know, I changed that a long time ago. And so I've been doing and living that for years. There is no time like right now to change the way you're thinking. All you have to do is say, this is what I want to do. And even if you're not sure, who cares? You can always change it later. But just think now, like, what do I want to do? And make it something that you have no idea how you could get it. It doesn't matter. The how does not matter. You know, a lot of people go like, okay, I want to be a lawyer. You know why I want to be a lawyer? Because I know exactly how the fuck I'm supposed to do that. Excuse my language. You know, I go to college, I get good grades, I go to, you know, freaking law school. And then I graduate, and then I go apply to, you know, attorney's offices. It's the things that people don't know how to do, that everyone's, you know, that so many people are afraid to do. And then, but honestly, all the really successful people have gone and done the things that nobody knew how to do. That's why they're successful. They're not different than you. They just decided they were going to go do it. And they let go of the whole Well, I don't know how. Perfect example. Right on my page, in fact, pinned to the top, you can go look right now. I have proof. I have a talk that I did in front of a few hundred people. And I said right at the beginning, so you don't even have to watch a lot, I said, you know, to this crowd that I wanted to be a TEDx speaker one day. That's one of my personal goals. True story. How? I have no idea. I have no idea how you become a TEDx speaker. I mean, you have to know a lot about something. But then, like, then what? But I didn't care. I told a room full of 300 people that I don't even know that I wanted to be a TEDx speaker. And so, I mean, put it out there. So this past weekend, I was in Miami, and at that conference, there was a person who had been a TEDx speaker. And fortunately, at this conference, I was actually able to approach her later. And so, you damn sure know I did. And I went up to her and I was like, how did you get on a TEDx stage? Did you get invited? Did you have to go to that? She told me everything. She told me exactly how to do it. She gave me, like, tips and best practices. She laid it all out for me. So, there's my how. I didn't have it before. I didn't have a freaking clue, but I put it out there to a bunch of strangers and to everybody because it's on my page. There's nothing... when I set foot on a TEDx stage, when I set foot on a TEDx stage, it's not going to be because I'm, like, tremendously different from you. If you want to be on a TEDx stage, why don't you hit me up and I'll tell you. In fact, I'll know better once I've actually done it myself. But still, all you gotta do is decide that you want something and just decide you're gonna go for it. That's it. And everyone's afraid, or you get locked into, you know, bullshit. And I'm calling it what it is. Bullshit mentalities. You should not work at a job you hate. Period. So my big, huge goal, well, I've got two. But the one that pertains to what I'm talking about right now is I want to change the culture of American business. The whole thing. I want to change the way that America conducts business. And I'm not talking about financially, I'm talking about just running their businesses. It needs to be changed. It runs like we still exist in the Industrial Revolution. Which is bullshit. And honestly, like, people are like, oh, you know, there's just so much inefficiency in it. It's disgusting. There's no reason for us to continue working the way we are. So my goal is I want to change it. The whole thing. You will hear my name. People will know me everywhere. Because I'm going to do that. But how? I don't know. I mean, right now I'm just kind of starting with a business. And we'll see what happens. But it's going to happen. And it doesn't have to be big, huge stuff. Okay? That's me. You know, I want to make huge changes. And not everybody does. And that's totally okay. But it's not okay to make excuses in your mind and to tell yourself that you can't have things that you want. You can have whatever you want. Just decide and then start taking action. And eventually you will land yourself right where you need to be. Like I did, talking to somebody who was actually on a TEDx stage. I didn't do anything special to get myself. It was a series of choices. In fact, it was a choice that had nothing to do with that landed me there. So, you know, stop bullshitting yourself. Stop with the mental crap that you have going on, telling yourself you're not good enough, or telling yourself that, oh, they can do that and I can't. Don't freaking play the victim. Don't, oh, well, you know, their circumstances. I'm a single mom. I don't get a dime of child support. I want to say I never have. I actually got one because the state went after him, so I got like one payment. But basically, I haven't gotten shit, which is, I didn't want it. I never desired it. This, like I said, the state went after him. But yeah, I don't want to hear your freaking excuses. There's no excuse. We all have crap in our lives that we've dealt with. All of us. So, you know, your excuses are bullshit. Sorry, excuses are just bullshit. You know, your circumstances aren't special. I'm sorry. They're not. 7 billion people on this planet. Everyone has bullshit. Everyone has circumstances. I'm not saying that they're not, that they don't exist. I'm just saying they're not reasons for you not to go get what you want. Capiche? Okay. So, that's my pep talk. Actually went longer, imagine that, than I wanted to. So I'm launching on Tuesday. I have been a freaking maniac. I've been working long hours. It's 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm talking about this crap. I actually did not work today. I really refrained. There were a couple times that I was like, Facebook ads, and I was like, nope, don't do it. Don't do it. So I like stopped myself. I was like, no, just chill as much as you can. I didn't do a really good job of relaxing. I didn't have to, whatever. You know what, once, there'll be time for me to relax in the very near future, but not yet. But I did, like, I was like, okay, instead of doing Facebook ads, I'm like, just sit down and, like, refocus. Like, get your head in the game. Because we've got a lot of shit to do. So I did. I wrote down a lot of stuff for myself. I, like, sat down and looked at my long-term goals. Because it's very easy to get stuck in the day-to-day, short-term crap. But you can't lose sight of those long-term goals. That's actually what spurred this, was I kind of realized, like, I have to stop and think about where I want to get to. And focus on, you know, if I focus more on that, the short-term stuff will just happen. Focus on the long-term. And then I did some things of, like, habits I need to start, habits I need to stop. Fortunately, my habits I need to stop are much shorter, but I do have a good list of habits I need to start, so I'm going to work on that. But yeah, I really needed a mindset shift. It was really funny because my accountability partner actually recently did this too. I mean, hers is what she's doing is totally different. But I just had that realization. That's why I said that just now. But anyway, besides the point, I'm going to cut myself off because I really don't want a long video. It's already long enough. But you probably won't hear from me before the launch, but I will let you guys know how it's going once it is out there in the world. So I'm excited. See how it goes, and I'll let you know. Bye, guys.